Hey, this is Mark Tui. Here with the starting the 677 Short Road Supplemental Deck virtual meeting. It's 6:55, so we're going to give community members a little bit of time to join us at 7 before we get started. Okay, it's a little past 7 o'clock, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. It does not look like any community members will be attending in person, but we'll go ahead and record the presentation for view on the Anne Arundel County website after the meeting. So this project name is the 677 Shore Road Supplemental Deck Project. The meeting is today, May 8th, 2025 at 7 p.m. And the location that the project is proposed for is at 677 Shore Road in Severna Park. Project ID 1407680, and I'm the project presenter, Mark Toohey, and I'm also the homeowner. Okay, so the purpose of this meeting is to have a community meeting in compliance with the Anne Arundel County Code 17-2-0107. Community meetings are required for proposed land development projects. They can be held in person or virtually or as a hybrid. This obviously is being held virtually. And to have a community meeting, notices have to be sent out no less than 28 days prior to everyone within 300 feet, which we did for this project. And the project purpose is a deck addition, basically. It's a private project, so this is not a public project, so it's a privately proposed project, and the ownership of the property is private. So here is the vicinity map from the Anne Arundel County website portal, and you can see my property is here on the Severn River in Severna Park. That's the light blue area there. And everybody in the highlighted areas are the 300-foot community members that have to be notified as part of the community meeting process. Here is the critical area designation, also from the Anne Arundel County system. My property is here, 677, and it is, as you can see, the entire community falls into a critical area designation under the designation IDA, intensely developed area. Okay, so here is the description of the proposed project. It is a fairly simple deck project. There's nothing too dramatic here. Essentially, what we're doing is adding this deck area to the existing infrastructure of the home, so you could walk out from this area of the home onto this deck. There's actually an existing deck below where the deck that we're proposing. So there's actually currently is a deck there, but it's a lower level. So here is some photos of the area to give you a better view of what we're talking about. So this is the existing deck. In the upper left here, you can see, and the lower right as well, a little bit of a better view there. And you can see you can see the sort of water exposure or the Severna River exposure there. So the deck would come off of this top area here and essentially go over this existing deck. It's more or less the same size as this existing width of deck here. So here's the current structure from the other side. It would extend over to approximately where this cone is. That's approximately where the footer would be for this deck. So that's a general proposal. Here is the top view, which is easier to conceptualize. So it's just basically the deck is coming off of this living room, and then there's two footers that need to be to the area there. They need to be about 30 inches deep per the county deck code, and they should be about 16 inches round for the tributary area of this deck per the codes. So we have to dig two holes in the ground basically and have concrete footers there. So basically that's the impact on the environment. The impact on schools is none. There's no water or sewer needs for this project. I think that the impact on the environmental features is limited to these two ground footers. The view of the deck itself is quite limited. Back to the photos here, you can see really essentially the only view of the deck would be somebody on a boat potentially could see the deck. My neighbors off here to the left could potentially see the deck, but it's really there's very little environmental feature impact on the critical area, we think. So that's a description of the project. It's a pretty simple deck addition to the house on top of an existing deck. The open comment period for this project will be 14 days. Comments can be submitted to the community meeting comments at annearundlecounty.org, county.org, which is listed here and is also on the county website. And that is it. I'm happy to answer any questions that anybody would like to have. My email is on the community notice, and also I can obviously respond to any community comments through this website portal. So anyway, thank you very much for your attention, and that is the end of my presentation. Thank you.